And here we go. I sped this up a little bit. This video started off at like 47 minutes. It's now down to just under 12, I believe, or right around 12. Anyway, I sped a lot of this video up. A lot of it's boring. You guys don't want to see all this, but this is that cleanup I was telling you about. A lot of these trees, it was just easier to rake out from underneath them, and then we attacked everything with the blowers. I really wanted to vac this lawn with the Tiger Cat, but it was just way too soft. So I told him I could come back and vac it in the spring if that's what they wanted. It's actually a friend of the guy that owns a dealership where I get all my stuff. It's a buddy of his. He passed away, and the daughters have it now. They're going to put it up for sale. But so I was just trying to get it cleaned up for him as best I could. But yeah, so I raked out as much as I could along the fence lines and underneath these trees, and then we attacked it all with the blowers. So here we go, I guess. Try to keep this video as far from boring as I can. Oh yeah, one more thing. I brought a helper with me on this one. Any of you guys have been following my videos for a length of time, you'll know this guy. He's been with me. He was with me for 3 years, and this year when I went solo, he got a job at a factory, a union job, really good job, great benefits, and he's helped me out different times throughout the year this year when I needed it. But I called him up, and he was game for a January cleanup. That never happened, so he was on board. And there he is. There's Max. Max is back, and even though it was real damp out today, cold, wet, it was a little rainy this morning, misting rain, he had no problem working, he had no problem coming in, and we got this one done pretty quick, and he had a good time. We both did, so it was cool to work with him again. Well, we got everything to the side of the road, and it was time to get them all in the bed of the dump truck. I didn't think too far in advance of this one, or I'd have brought my other larger shovels that makes this much easier. Normally I don't deal with a mess like this, so getting a vac system just really isn't worth it for me. I usually just spread them out on the yard, and I bag them up, as you guys have seen in other videos, with the bagging system on the Tiger Cat and the Freedom Z, or pulling the bags out of there and using the Terra King bags. You guys have seen how I do it. But we found this snow shovel on the back deck, so we used that and used the rake, and I have this on double the speed, but we really didn't take too much time. We made pretty quick work of it. This is in double the speed, so You know, multiply the time it takes for this little part here of the video and you'll know how long it took us. Really didn't take that long. So we did this here like this, and just got them in there. I end up having to 4 times, Max and I jumped up in the bed of the truck and stomped these leaves down between here and the other huge pile that we had over in the other driveway. But we got a lot in there, and then we got them stomped down, threw a tarp over the top, strapped it down, the way we went. But once we got them off the edge there, what we did is there was a lot on the road here along the curb. So we took what was left in the grass there that was hard to scoop up with the shovel or the rake, raked it off onto the road, and I just pulled up next to each pile, and we used the curb to scoop them up and got them all cleaned up pretty good. So it was definitely much easier to do this way and much cleaner when we got done. Plus we were able to pick up all the stuff that was laying there so that it didn't end up being you know, a mess laying on the side of the curb and looking like crap when we were finished. So that was the main goal, is to make everything look good so the realtor can come in and get some pictures, take people around the property, and sell the place without the potential home buyer looking at it thinking, oh good lord, look at the mess I got to clean up here. So, you know, it's not $1 million piece, and it by all means is not perfect in my eyes how I would normally leave a property, but it is definitely 100 times better than it was when we got here. So, and they are very happy. I've sent a bunch of pictures and they're happy with the way it turned out. But this seemed to be the easiest way to do this, and it seemed to work out for us. So, at the end of the day, everybody was happy, and it looked a lot better. And here's the final blow off. There's the truck loaded up, tarped over. That green bag is one of them construction bags. That's what I use to pick up sticks, debris, stuff like that. It has big yellow handles. They're like $30 at Home Depot. That's the way to go. I've used that thing for 3 seasons now. It's got a couple tiny little holes in it, but nothing big. So definitely worth the money. I highly suggest you getting one. But it's up to you. Whatever works for you, that's what I always say. I don't tell anybody what to do, just show them how to do it the way I do it. Here are some quick pictures for the end. That's the pile of leaves from the side blown up to the driveway. All heavy wet stuff. So it's actually a little worse than it looked. Definitely not the biggest amount you've seen in other videos, but thick and wet nevertheless. That's what the stuff raked out of there and then blown out afterwards. There was still a little more to get that out of there as well. But that was the pile from around that tree, and you can see in the background the other tree. And here is the pile by the road, just from the front yard and front flower beds. So that's it. Hope this one wasn't too boring. Remember to hit that like and to share. Thanks.